So two quick checks you can do when you're setting up your table saw. One has to do with arbor runout, and the other one measures how straight your rip fence is. So this first test relates to arbor runout. So we'll drop that into the miter slot of the table saw. And I like to have the pointer right inside the teeth of the blade. And we'll just scroll that through to the settings that we want. It has fractional inches, millimeters, or decimal inch. I'm going to go with the decimal inch and we'll zero things out. So now what you want to do is retract the feeler and rotate the blade about 180 degrees and recheck it. Now I'm showing 0.009 inches. Now this is an older blade, so any deflection in the blade plus the arbor runout of 0.009 on its own isn't too concerning. But I want to know how much of that is the blade versus how much of that is my table saw. And to do that, we'll just rotate the blade back to the position where it's reading 0 again. From there, I'm going to loosen the blade. And the procedure is to rotate the blade only 180 degrees without rotating the saw arbor. And that'll tell us which is at fault. Now re-snug the blade in that position. In here the test for the blade is reading 0.06 of an inch, so that tells me that the table saw arbor runout is only 0.03, and I'm happy with that. The other test that's well worth doing is to check your fence alignment. Now luckily there's Allen wrenches that come with this kit, and there's little snuggers so you can make sure that that fits snugly into your particular miter slot. From there, just slide the fence over until it engages the pointer tip, and we'll go ahead and zero that out. I've got a 0 reading here at the beginning of the fence, and I'll slide that down. I'm interested in what the number is going to be down here, but I'm also watching it along the way. Now along the way, what that's telling me is how straight and flat my rip fence insert is, and so we'll watch that as we go. -1, -3, -5, and then when we get to the very end here, -8. Okay, so it gives me a direction. It means that it's toed out about 0.08 of an inch. Now of critical importance, you never want to have it toed in. Mine is slightly toed out, but that's a little more than I want. I think I'll make adjustments to my fence today to get that 0.05 or less. So that's something I never would have known without a handy little gauge like this. So after a little adjustment, the rip fence only toes out 3 or 4 thousandths of an inch, and I'm happy with that. Well, I bet that was easier than you thought, and with a little gauge like this, it's pretty easy to do. This one's a DigiAlign from iGaging, and it's the one I use for all my tool setups. If you take a look around the shop, there's probably a dozen things you could check and align with this tool.